I call Orion my cat dog because he acts more like a dog than a cat. We needed to help each other get through the tough times and realize how precious life really was. My name's Diane Foxen. I was a single mom, raised my son by myself, worked 12-hour shifts as a neonatal ICU nurse. I'm a real outdoorsy person, and we did outdoorsy things. Catching a little air on a snowboard, camping at the lake there. We did everything we possibly could together. And then my son got a driver's license, and he didn't need his mama quite so much. He graduated high school and went into the military. And I was kind of like, what am I gonna do with my life now? What am I gonna do with all this free time sitting at home alone? That's when I started fostering really sick ringworm kittens. Here I am with my babies. Taking care of premature infants is very similar to taking care of really sick kittens because they can't tell you what's wrong with them, so you have to really be in tune to them. A little bit more, swallow. Good job. Just the reward of taking this tiny sick kitten who could have a wonderful life. That really made a difference in my life. And then it's been all uphill to 500 cats since then. Hello, little kitten with spots on your nose. Orion came into my life in 2020. He was a really sick kitten, chronic sinus infection, chronic eye infections. Humane Society Silicon Valley pulled out all the stops to save this kitten. Critical care, antibiotics, antivirals.
You want to go for a stroller ride?
He would not be alive if it wasn't for the medical team at the Humane Society Silicon Valley not giving up on him. There are some viruses that cats get that they will have for the rest of their life. You just can't cure it. And so that was Orion. I know we all have our own COVID stories. And as a nurse, it was really scary being in the hospital. Concerns about possible exposures, knowing that our little tiny babies' families couldn't come visit. It was hard. I would come home and take off my scrubs outside, drop them in the wash machine, wash my hands, and then go into my bathroom and decompress with my kittens.
Sorry, sis.
And just pick them up and hold them and cry in their fur, very absorbent, and love on them and reset to be able to go back the next day. With Orion, once he got out of isolation, he's very, very affectionate, and he was able to give me human contact back, to put him in my face and give him kisses. And I fell in love with him, and I knew that he was going to need medical help for the rest of his life. And I knew how to take care of his sinuses. So I said, okay, Orion, you know what? I'll adopt you, but you're going to have to be my travel partner. So I got my recumbent bike, I got a little doggy trailer, and we started riding around my neighborhood, and he was like, oh, this is cool. One of my goals in life was to bicycle the Pacific Coast. I'm like, all right, dude, you know what? We're gonna do a bike-a-thon. We're gonna do a fundraiser for the shelter, and we're gonna ride from the Canadian border to California. HSSV set up some little signs on the side of his rig so people could QR code it.
Windows, looking out the windows.
We met a lot of people along the way. They'll like do a double take. They'll go, oh my God, that's a cat.
And here's my sleeping boy, just hanging out, purring. Where are you?
And made our way camping all the way down the Pacific Coast to California.
Little cat on the beach.
Orion does pet therapy now. He goes to nursing homes, memory care centers. We do high schools and middle schools during testing week. The power of that purr that he has is so very healing. If I have a stressful day, I come home from work, I lay down in bed, he gets on my chest, and he just purrs. There's studies that say that purring is very healing for humans. It helps me to calm down and relax and be able to fall asleep and let the day's worries go by.
Open it up.
For Humane Society Silicon Valley, I've fostered about 323 kittens. And they said, you will foster until you draw your last breath. And I have to agree that's part of my life. My office has been converted to a ringworm ward, and my master bathroom. You can't just go and hug humans and grab them and love them and kiss them and feed them churros, and you can with animals. Orion, he's always in my face, always getting that love, always giving me my love. That love is always there. That's where my heart is.
You got Rai. We're just kind of walking around the block.
I have to say, we go to Phil's Coffee a lot. We ride our bikes there, and they love them. And so all of a sudden, you go to Phil's Coffee and you see these cats in backpacks. And so I think they got the idea from my cat dog.